Ever imagine a goddess so powerful she could just stop anything in its tracks?
Oh, wow.
Like literally anything. Enemies,
Yeah.
negativity, even the forces of nature.
Uh-huh.
That's Bagalamukhi.
Oh, wow.
And she's one of the 10 Mahavidyas.
Right.
Now, these powerful goddesses, they're all about ultimate wisdom and knowledge.
And what's fascinating is that Bagalamukhi, she doesn't just possess this knowledge, but she has this complete control over it.
Yeah.
Her power, it extends over speech, over the mind,
Yeah.
even over the elements.
So we're not just talking about, book smarts here.
Right.
It's of a whole other level.
Absolutely.
And the imagery associated with her, it's intense.
Yeah.
Dressed in yellow,
Uh-huh.
sitting on a throne of corpses,
Wow.
and even pulling a demon's tongue out.
It's pretty striking imagery.
Where do we even begin to unpack all that?
Well, let's start with that corpse cushion.
Okay.
It's not meant to be morbid, but rather a powerful statement
Yeah.
about conquering the ego, overcoming those limitations we place upon ourselves.
Right.
By sitting on this corpse, Bagalamukhi, she transcends these limitations, mastering the self, and ultimately conquering even death itself.
So she's not just powerful.
Right.
But she's like this symbol of ultimate victory over our own inner struggles.
Yeah.
That makes the demon in its tongue even more interesting, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can think of it as this visual metaphor for silencing negativity.
Okay.
It's about controlling speech, mastering communication, especially in a world where words can either build us up or tear us down. Bagalamukhi reminds us of the responsibility that we have with every single word that we speak.
And then there's doom.
Right.
This ability to kind of paralyze, stop, or even immobilize anything.
Yeah.
I can totally see why that would be so appealing.
Yeah.
Especially in these competitive fields like politics or business.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is how this really ancient concept of stum connects to even modern neuroscience. Think about the default mode network in our brains, which is responsible for all that mind-wandering and mental chatter that we experience.
Yeah.
Achieving stum is basically like silencing that network.
Wow.
Reaching a state of stillness and pure awareness.
So there's like a real tangible link here.
Yeah.
Between this ancient power and how our brains actually work.
It's a powerful connection.
That begs the question then.
Yeah.
How do people even connect with Bagalamukhi?
Right.
And tap into this power?
Well, there are the traditional rituals, of course.
Okay.
But the core principle here is controlling the mind and achieving stillness.
Okay.
Mental practices, different types of meditations, even certain breathing exercises. All of these can help to cultivate that inner peace.
That's where her mantra comes in, right?
Yes.
I remember reading that it's particularly potent.
It is. Mantras are very powerful tools. And Bagalamukhi's mantra is no exception. So there are specific sounds and visualizations in this mantra that really focus the mind, help control your breath, and even engage certain muscles in your body.
Wow.
It's like this full body experience designed to bring you into that state of stum.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
This ancient wisdom almost feels like a guide to kind of hack our minds.
That's a great way to put it.
And to achieve this focus and clarity that, I think most of us only dream about.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And the stories about Bagalamukhi's power, they really highlight this.
They do.
She's incredibly popular among lawyers, politicians, anyone involved in these legal battles.
Yeah.
The idea is that by invoking her power, you can outmaneuver your opponents and gain victory in any conflict.
It's a powerful concept.
It's like she's this divine strategist, helping her devotees to kind of navigate the complexities of life.
Absolutely.
But this level of power, it has to come with some warnings, right?
Right.
What if someone used it for the wrong reasons?
Well, that's where the ethics of the practice become absolutely critical.
Okay.
The potential for misuse is definitely there, but it's about approaching these practices with respect, humility, and a genuine desire for self-improvement, rather than manipulation or harming others.
So it's not just about obtaining power.
Right.
It's about wielding it responsibly.
Exactly.
True wisdom requires more than just knowledge. It demands character and intention.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
That's why seeking guidance from experienced practitioners is essential.
Okay.
This is a very deep and complex system.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get lost or even cause harm if you're not careful.
It sounds like there's so much more to uncover about Bagalamukhi.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially her iconography and how it all ties together.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hooked.
Let's dive into those details then.
Let's do it.
So let's start with that striking yellow color.
Okay.
It's not just a random choice. There's a meaning behind it. It's a direct link to Mars, the planet that's associated with energy, action, and willpower.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I always kind of associate the color yellow with the solar plexus chakra.
Yes.
Which is, all about personal power and confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, if you think about it, yellow's kind of like gold, but with its hue suppressed.
Okay.
So it's suggesting that Bagalamukhi's power, it isn't this raw, untamed force like Mars alone, but it's refined and controlled.
But she's not just about, unleashing power.
Right.
But really mastering it, using it strategically.
Exactly.
It's like tempering passion with wisdom.
Now, here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Mars is often considered like a malefic planet in astrology, a planet of conflict and aggression. But Bagalamukhi, she takes that potentially destructive energy and subdues it.
Wow.
Transforming it into something positive.
So she's showing us that even the most challenging aspects of ourselves can be harnessed and become sources of strength.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
What about the weapons that she's depicted with?
Right.
I remember reading about a mace, a sword, maybe a club.
Each one has a deeper meaning.
Okay.
The mace, for instance, represents the power of discrimination, the ability to separate truth from illusion.
Yeah.
And the sword, it symbolizes the sharpness of intellect, cutting through all that mental clutter to see things clearly.
So she's equipped with both the physical and mental tools necessary to overcome all these obstacles.
Yeah, exactly.
What about that tongue that she's holding?
Yeah.
We talk about, silencing negativity. But is there more to it?
Definitely.
Okay.
It's a reminder that, words can be weapons, but they can also be tools for healing.
Yeah.
Bagalamukhi, she teaches us to use our words wisely, to speak with truth and compassion. Right.
She's an advocate for silencing all that harmful speech.
Okay.
And using our voices to create harmony.
It's a very powerful message, especially, in today's world.
It is.
And I'm starting to see how Bagalamukhi is more than just a figure to be worshipped.
Yeah.
She's almost like a role model, a guide for anyone who wants to kind of master themselves and make a real difference in the world.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
She embodies this incredible balance of power and grace, wisdom and action.
Okay, so let's say someone is completely captivated by Bagalamukhi and wants to kind of learn more. Where do they even begin?
Well, research is always a good starting point.
Okay.
There are plenty of books and articles out there about her and about the Mahavidyas in general. You can even find guided meditations and mantra practices online.
Right.
But I really can't stress enough the importance of finding those experienced practitioners for guidance.
So it's not enough to just read about it.
You have to actually live the principles, experience the practices.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself in the tradition.
It's about embodying it.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery. It's not about reaching some finish line, but constantly refining your understanding, deepening your practice.
So it's becoming a lifelong student.
Exactly.
Always learning, always striving to kind of embody that wisdom and power.
And as you delve deeper, you'll find it's not just about personal growth, but expanding your consciousness, connecting with the divine feminine, and ultimately contributing to the well-being of all beings.
That's a profound thought.
It is.
So Bagalamukhi is about tapping into your own power, but using it for good.
For the greater good, yeah.
I'm sensing a strong connection to that concept of stum that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, cultivating that inner stillness allows us to act from a place of clarity and intention.
Right.
Rather than just reacting impulsively. Yeah.
It's about mastering our internal world so we can navigate the external world with more skill and grace.
So silencing the noise isn't about becoming emotionless.
Yeah.
It's more about channeling our energy effectively, speaking and acting with purpose.
Right.
But that raises a question for me, though.
Yeah.
Isn't there a risk of becoming emotionally detached if we're always striving for this stillness?
That's an important question.
Yeah.
And it highlights the importance of finding that balance.
Okay.
Stillness isn't about suppressing our emotions, but rather creating space to observe them without being swept away by them.
Yeah.
It's about responding rather than reacting.
Right.
And that allows us to connect with others from a place of greater empathy and understanding.
Yeah, I like that. It's like bringing that stillness into our relationships.
Right.
Becoming more present, more attentive to the needs of others.
So it's not just about silencing like the external world, but also those internal voices of like doubt and fear.
Precisely.
Yeah.
The corpse cushion, remember?
Right.
It's about conquering that fear of death, that sense of limitation.
Yeah.
And realizing our own potential for transformation. Bagulamukhi, she empowers us to silence those inner voices that hold us back from fully embracing life.
Wow, this has been an incredible deep dive.
Yeah.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this, fascinating goddess and what she represents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a sense of depth here.
Right.
Like peeling back the layers of an onion. Each symbol, each concept, it just reveals another facet of her power and wisdom.
And the beauty is that it's a journey that anyone can embark on.
Yeah.
It's not limited to any specific religion or background.
That's true.
Yeah.
This idea of stillness, mastering our inner world, it resonates universally.
It does.
It's something that we could all benefit from, regardless of our spiritual beliefs even.
Exactly. It's a universal truth, a path towards greater peace and fulfillment.
And Bagalamukhi, she embodies that so beautifully.
She does.
This power, the peace, the fierceness, balanced with compassion, it's a pretty potent combination.
It is. She's a captivating figure, not just within, Hindu Tantra,
Yeah.
but for anyone who's seeking a more balanced, meaningful life.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, is there a final thought that you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Sure.
Something to ponder as they kind of continue exploring these ideas?
I would encourage everyone to just reflect on what in their lives needs to be stilled or silenced. Are there thoughts, habits, or even external influences that are preventing them from experiencing true inner peace and clarity?
It's a powerful question.
It is.
I think by taking the time to reflect on that, we can identify those areas where we need to cultivate more stillness, more control, more of that Bagalamukhi energy.
Exactly. Remember, it's a journey, not a race. Be patient, embrace the process, trust that the wisdom and the power of Bagalamukhi will guide you.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
For those wanting to explore further, we'll be sharing resources on our website and our social media channels.
Great.
You can learn more about the mantras, explore different meditation techniques, or even delve deeper into the world of the Mahavidyas.
It's a fascinating world waiting to be discovered.
Before we sign off, I think it's only fitting that we offer a blessing from Bagulamukhi to all our listeners.
Yes.
May she grant you peace, clarity, and the strength to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way.
May it be so.
And to all of you watching on the ContraQuest YouTube channel, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on Bagalamukhi, your experiences with these practices, and any questions you might have.
Feel free to share them in the comments below.
And of course,
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to TantraQuest for more deep dives into the world of spirituality and wisdom.
Till next time, may you find peace and power within the God.